that, guys. We've arrived in Tomorrowland. There's some new stuff here in Tomorrowland. They've added some new scenes to Star Tours. That's opened yesterday, right? That was just yesterday. So we got us some fast passes. We're gonna go check out the new scenes from Kef Beer. Is it Kef Beer? Is that right? Kef Beer and then Exegol. Which
that reminds me, let's run a diagnostic on the category. You already checked that. Well, how's it look that bad for me? Well, everything looks wonderful. That last word of it is a very fine item. Positive, radiant. Don't you agree?
Hey, you droids on Transport 1401. Get back to work.
Now see what you've done. We'll lose our jobs for sure.
How is it that C-3PO is piloting our pleasure craft while also?
Regulations require all passengers.
This is the theme park part of Star Wars universe, but he wasn't at that battle there. How's that?
R2-D2 was with Poe.
The theme park Star Wars universe. How's that?
Oh, are we on the Star Wars SW PU? TPU? I don't know.
Also, no, I'm lightly ribbing the fact that it's that Marvel's like, well, there's the MCU and then the theme park universe.
It's a literal thing.
Which is a perfectly fine way to handle it. Just be like, bracket real continuity, it's its own thing. That's a perfectly fine way to do it.
I don't disagree, actually.
Yeah. And be like, if it lines up, cool. If not, we're not going to stress it.
This doesn't line up.
Or even how, and this is not a spoiler for Rise of Resistance, I promise. Kylo is in his Force Awakens outfit because that's when they were developing the ride.
Yeah, he has a different outfit, doesn't he?
When they developed him, he was in his Force Awakens outfit, so he's in his Force Awakens like tunic and mask.
Huh.
It's just the way the timing worked out. So like, yeah, for the most part, the ride's canon. That's a detail that technically doesn't fit, but again, it's not important. It's not actually like, why is it not? It's fine.
And you're moving. Keep it moving. Always moving. Sometimes stopping, but better when moving. All right, keep it moving. 1 foot in front of the other. If that's the way you're built.
Just went on an adventure to Exegol. I have to keep practicing to say that.
Star Tours 1401, you are cleared for departure.
1401? That's us. We can't take off. The captain isn't on board.
Auto takeoff sequence initiated.
Excuse me, you don't seem to understand. I am not the captain. I am C-3PO.
1401, cleared for takeoff. Contact departure on frequency 14.
Into it about Rise, but what'd you think?
That was good. Those are the good new scenes.
Yeah, I agree. Those were and
a good. I mean, what I talked about with simulators having a tangible sense of cause and effect, and that was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean in terms of
something on screen seemed to have a physical, tangible effect on the vehicle? Because
you're right.
That's one of the things that helps tells your brain what happened on screen was real, rather than we dodged around.
You don't get a lot of that.
I mean, Star Tours for the most part does it pretty well, but there's some like Kashyyyk that doesn't do it well at all.
Yeah.
And the Geonosis one has some, like with the Sonic Mines, but it's a lot of, we dodged out of the way of something.
The only other one that I can think of is Naboo.
Naboo, Tatooine's pretpretty good with it because the pod racers hit each other and bump, like there's still a good sense of tangibility there. Hoth is okay, but not the best. Ironically, people like to rag on the prequels, but the prequel sequences in Star Tours, I think, are some of the best ones.
You're right.
Even the Coruscant one, as the ships just barely miss you and whiz by, that sort of air wake shaking the vehicle.
No, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
To me, with that kind of simulator, that sort of box simulator, that's what, I mean, anyone, but especially that's what really sells what's happening on the screen is real, is that, I physically felt what I saw, so that must be real.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you may not consciously go through that thought process, but on a subconscious level, that's what that's helping you do.
There was also something alive down there. Did you happen to catch that?
You're imagining things. But no, yeah, Dianoga.
Is that where he's from?
I have no clue. There was the idea is probably that there were just a bunch of them in all the different like garbage compactors left over.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
That's
right, because that's where the fallen Death Star lands.
From a certain point of view, like collection of short stories.
Yeah.
There's one that's about the Dianoga in the first Star.
Oh, really?
In the first Death Star, and how it's like this creature that is Force aware, and it was taken from its homeworld, and it's like essentially baptizing Luke. It's a weird short story. It's a very weird one. But again, it's like, I don't know if I need this story, but whatever, it exists, that's fine.
I didn't make that connection right away. You're right. That was.
But yeah, that's probably a bunch of the ones that were in the various garbage compactors.
Yeah. And I thought it was something native.
And pipes of the Death Star. Yeah. Too. That after a crash, we're like, well, I guess we live in this ocean now.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's cool. I like that. That makes a lot of sense. Good thinking there. That's a deep cut. Did it feel less turbulent to you? I felt like that wasn't quite as rough a ride as it normally is.
That's fine to me, but I've found with Star Tours it can depend on where you're sitting. Just because, think of it this way: the things that move it are essentially in the corners, there's always going to be a center of rotation, right? Yeah. So if you're in the center, when it tilts like this, well, you'll still feel it. You're not physically traveling that far. If you are here and it tilts that far, you're physically traveling a lot more in the same amount of time.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's just. I think some like on a roller coaster, if you're in the front and the back, technically you're always going the same speed as each other, but you're experiencing at different points kind of thing. It's like that, but in a simulator.
Okay, well maybe that explains. I didn't get nearly as nauseated as I usually do.
With in-team, you're like, oh my god, that Jeep is so rough. And I'm like, I think it might just been where you're sitting.
Yeah, could be. So all in all, a worthy inclusion into these Star Wars or Star Tours.
Plus, it means that now, once things are back to semi-random, because before they were like all the normal stuff and the sequel trilogy stuff, which meant sequel trilogy was always Jakku and Batu. Now you could get Jakku or Kef Bir. You could get Crate or Exegol. Yeah. And it means there's 4 different hologram messages.
That's true.
So
yes.
Now the sequel trilogy options will have some more variety too.
I noticed that R2, they gave him some reference. Do they normally not do that before? Like you could see where background reference is what I mean. Like I don't remember there being.
Oh, well, I mean the stuff behind him on the side.
We could see him in the ocean, kind of.
I mean, they've always, anytime the side panel is showing R2, there's background.
There is background reference. Okay, I thought that seemed different to me.
It may just be, for example, if it's a scene where you're in space, it's not going to be as noticeable.
Yeah, right.
Or if it's a scene where your attention is very...
Hey, how's it going?
Or if it's a scene where they're doing a good job keeping your attention focused on the center of the screen.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you'll be there.
Does this feel like the end of the Star Tours era for you?
I mean, I think more just... I enjoy the ride, but I also know when a Tomorrowland remodel comes, it won't last.
It's not going to last, no.
And the next movie not being for another 3 years.
Right. This is the last installment.
It seems like this will probably be the last update it gets.
Has to be, right?
Probably. Again, unless Tomorrowland just keeps getting pushed back.
Which I don't know where we are on that at the moment, but we're going to find out in January. You know, everybody that I talk to says what they do at Tomorrowland has a lot to do with how Rise performs. If Rise rises, then that will loosen the creative and pocketbooks.
The purse strings.
Yeah, on what they do at Tomorrowland.
I mean, I would think at this point, also if it doesn't do well, that would be incentive to fix another area, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that didn't work well, let's fix something else.
Well, that's what I've said that before, that I would be fine if they took all that Tomorrowland money and just made the rest of the park better. you know, fixed everything, made it more optimal.
Most of the park, I think, is in fairly okay shape. It's Tomorrowland that's like...
Yeah, true.
I mean, again, on paper, it's working fine. It's one of the busiest rides in the park. Has some of the busiest rides in the park.
Well, that's because there's like 19 attractions in here.
But creatively, it's the
it
most
lacks.
broken land in the park.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is a shame, because I love the idea of Tomorrowland. I grew up loving the idea of Tomorrowland so much.
Yeah. All right, well, there you go, Star Tours.
We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh Baked!